We need to strengthen Americans' confidence in our elections. And I think there's some real common sense reforms that can be done to make sure Americans have that confidence in our elections. Secretary Toulouse-Oliver, you referenced how do we increase that. Would photo ID increase Americans' confidence in their elections? Yes or no?
Mr. Ranking Member, I don't believe so.
You don't believe that having an individual show their photo ID, saying they are who they say they are, increases confidence in our elections?
Mr. Chairman, you asked me a yes or no question. I don't think that's a magic bullet.
I'm not asking if it's a magic, but I'll come to you, Secretary LaRose. Do you think photo ID increases Americans' confidence in our elections?
100%, Mr. Chairman, and it's vastly popular among both Republicans and Democrats.
It makes total sense, right? That
100%.
You should go in and show your photo ID. If you board an airplane, you got to show your photo ID. You want to buy a six-pack of beer, you got to show a photo ID. If you go in to vote, it makes total sense that you should have to show your photo ID just to simply say you are who you say you are, right?
Absolutely.
Makes total sense. And as we think about other states, I know New Mexico doesn't have a photo ID law. Something maybe the state of New Mexico should look at is, per your comment, we're all working together to increase Americans' confidence in our elections. There's some real common sense reforms we would like to see made in states like New Mexico that doesn't have a photo ID law. Mr. LaRose, you removed 500 non-citizens from the voting rolls. In reading your remarks and in conversations with you, you went through, took your state motor vehicle database, you cross-referenced that from the DHS SAVE database, and were able to determine that there were 500 non-citizens on your voter rolls. Is that accurate?
That's accurate, Mr. Chairman.
And so as we look to other states, Mr. Fontes, you said you removed a number of ineligible voters. Ms. Benson, you referenced that you removed, I think, 800,000 ineligible voters over the course of the past 5 years. Did you do the same work that Mr. LaRose did, where you checked your vehicle database and cross-referenced the DHS SAVE database? I'll start with you, Secretary Benson.
Thank you. We actually do a number of things to ensure and review the eligibility of our citizens.
Do you
and we do a number of audits, actually. We use the SAVE system when people are actually registering and getting their license, but we can't use it to actually go back and look at people who are already registered because of the way that the system is set up. But what we do, if I could answer.
Would you utilize it if we set it up and gave
access? May I
access?
respond to the auditing we are already doing, which is, it makes that unnecessary. We actually go back and every single person.
How do you confirm whether or not an individual is a citizen without doing a back check to the SAVE database?
Everyone who goes into our system when they get a license or ID has to show some sort of documentation. In that documentation, their citizenship is essentially verified.
It's essentially verified, but why not check it against the SAVE database?
We do at that time.
But you don't retroactively do it in review.
We are unable to do it retroactively based on the database.
So so in my legislation, we actually give states back the access to be able to utilize that. Mr. LaRose, you were able to do that. How were you able to do that?
We're able to do that based on the agreement that we've reached with DHS to use the SAVE database, but there's a hole in using motor vehicle data exclusively because there are some people that don't get a motor vehicle operator's license or don't get a state ID. And that's where we're able to fill that hole by also querying the SAVE database, which is foolishly, they charge us $1 or something a query to do that.
I'll note our legislation, and in the SAVE Act gives states free access to the database, and per Mr. Secretary Fontes' comment with funding, what we're working on is making sure that states have that access unimpeded by cost and giving states access to the U.S. information as to whether or not an individual is a citizen. I'd encourage all of you to continue to work with the federal government to get access as Secretary LaRose did. And I'd encourage the House and the Senate to pass and to ultimately be signed into law the SAVE Act, which would give states full access into that database. I want to shift gears briefly, if I can, to you, Secretary Benson. President Biden put forward Executive Order 14019. It was referenced earlier, directing agencies to create strategic plans relating to voting. It's been criticized for directing federal taxpayer dollars to what many consider partisan get-out-the-vote efforts. Are you aware that each executive branch agency, including the Small Business Administration, was asked to produce a strategic plan under the executive order?
Yeah.
And are you aware the SBA has been subpoenaed twice to provide their strategic plan?
Yeah.
And have you seen the Small Business Administration strategic plan?
I've seen the MOU between the SBA and our office.
Right, so you and your state conducted an MOU with the Small Business Administration. Did you see the Small Business Administration's strategic plan?
We did one thing. in this.
Did you see the strategic plan? Have you reviewed it? Have you read it? Did you provide input into it?
We provided, under the boundaries of the MOU, a URL to the SBA so that they could register voters through their
But
website.
did you provide input into the Small Business Administration's strategic
No.
plan? Have you seen the Small Business Administration's
We,
strategic
under
plan?
the
Just have you
context-
seen the Small Business
I've said
Administration's
no.
strategic plan?
I've said under the context-
So you've not seen the strategic plan?
I'm really not sure why you're barraging me with these questions. We provided the SBA with a
Secretary
URL
Benson,
so that they could register
I'm
voters
asking
through their
specific
website.
questions.
That's it.
Let me give you a background as to why I'm asking you this question. It's actually,
No,
it's
I've
actually
just
worthy of it.
answered your question.
That's great. The reason you asked why I'm asking you, so I'm going to answer your question to me. The reason I'm asking you is the Small Business Administration, under Executive Order 14019, put forward a strategic plan and entered into an MOU and a contract with the state of Michigan. Has any other Secretary of State here entered into a contract with the Small Business Administration?
No.
None. So the record will reflect only Michigan. So it's quite interesting the Small Business Administration entered into an MOU with the state of Michigan, and they're doing that under the direction and under the strategy of a strategic plan. They have put forward a strategic plan, and all agencies have done this. And we have subpoenaed to get the strategic plan from every single federal agency. These agencies are using our taxpayer dollars to put forward a partisan get-out-the-vote effort. And they won't provide the strategic plan. This administration, the Biden administration, continues to hide the strategic plan from every taxpayer in this country. And I think that does not encourage people to have more confidence in their elections. This administration should show the American people what is in the strategic plan they have put forward. They have uniquely contracted only with the state of Michigan from the Small Business Administration. We've seen the Department of Education engage in using taxpayer dollars for work study. We've seen other federal agencies engage in our elections, and what we are asking is to be able to see this strategic plan as drafted by every federal agency. You haven't seen it. I haven't seen it. I believe the American people deserve to see the strategic plans as drafted by this administration as to what they are doing as it relates to this upcoming election.